What if I told you the biggest tax you pay, the one draining homeowners, renters, and businesses, is actually one of the oldest tax systems in human history? And it was never designed for the world we live in today. Today, we're breaking down where property tax came from, why they were invented, and why homeowners are fed up. And I promise, once you hear the history, you'll see exactly why people are calling for reform here in Texas and around the U.S. Let's dive in. Property taxes are not American. They're not modern. They go all the way back to Egypt, Greece, and Rome, thousands of years ago. Why? Because back then, land was wealth. There were no 401ks, no corporate stocks, no crypto, no high-income jobs. If you owned land, the government saw you as wealthy, and the wealthy people were the easiest to tax. Egypt taxed farmland crops. Rome taxed landowners to fund legions and roads. Medieval kings taxed land because it couldn't disappear. It was simple. Land doesn't move. Land doesn't hide. Land is easy to count. When the colonists came to America, they brought the same system with them. In the 16 and the 1700s, the local governments taxed your land, your livestock, buildings, carriages, even household goods. Why? Because America had no income tax, no sales tax, no corporate tax. The government needed money for sheriffs, schools, roads, and militias, and the land was the easiest thing to tax. So from day one, the colonies ran on property tax. After the Revolutionary War, that didn't change. States were broke, and taxing land was the fastest way to raise money. It was predictable, stable, and unavoidable. Then something happened that locked property tax into our system. In the 1800s, most Americans lived on farms. Nearly 70% of all the U.S. population was rural. Income was unstable, but the land value was consistent. So states said, let's tie government budgets to land values. That'll never cause a problem. Well, we're finding out that was a mistake. As Americans urbanized, land values exploded. Houses became the primary wealth for everyday people. But instead of updating the tax system, we kept the old one. A tax created for farmers in the 1700s, now being used on families in a modern economy. Here's the big flaw with property tax, and this is why people are fed up. You pay sales tax once. You pay income tax once per paycheck. But property tax charges you every year for something you've already paid for. It punishes homeowners, renters through higher rent, businesses, seniors on fixed incomes, new families trying to buy, and the worst part, your taxes rise automatically because appraisal districts raise values, even if your income doesn't go up. Now, to be fair, property tax funds important things such as schools and roads, police and fire departments, cities and counties. The issue isn't what it funds, it's how it funds it. Property tax was designed for a world where land equaled wealth. But in 2025, wealth is income, business activity, and consumption, not just owning a roof over your head. Think about it. You don't truly own your home if you can lose it for not paying taxes on it. That's why a lot of Texans and people around the U.S. say property tax violates the spirit of private property. The founders imagined a free society where you could own land outright, not rent it from the state forever. And this is the heart of the debate today. So today's states are looking at modern tax systems, ones that tie to economic activity, not appraisals. Here are some of the ideas. VAT systems, which is what I'm for, state consumption taxes, flattened sales taxes, hybrid models, spending caps tied to population plus inflation. Whether you agree or disagree with each, the key point is this. Property tax is the oldest tax still in use, but it may be the least suited for the modern world. Now that you know where property taxes came from, ancient civilizations, and how they ended up being the backbone of America's local government, the next question is, what should replace them? Drop your thoughts below. Please hit like, subscribe to the channel, And if you're in Texas and looking for a purchase, refinance, build, or get approved, you already know who to call. I'm Money Mike with Homewood Mortgage. See you in the next one.